Good morning, dear students. Now, for last two classes, we discussed the first chapter. The topics are industrial water quantity and quality requirement for boiler and cooling waters. But yesterday class, we discussed clearly about processed water for textiles. Now here, today I will explain clearly the process water for the food processing. The water quality for use in the food industry. Here guys, one of our most valuable resource is water. We all know about it, and its standard should be dealt with responsibility. By implementing the HACCP principle in water use, we can figure out the quality. At times, water carries possible physical, chemical, and biological risks, which would require water treatment. The requirement of treatment exists when water for food plant, including to guarantee potable water. Use of non-potable water is done after running some quality test on the basis of HACCP HACCP to assure that it would not pose a threat to production and has no adverse effect on employees. For for various means, water is put to use in food processing. Amongst many other purposes of use of water in direct contact with the food or food contact surfaces such as an ingredient, steam etc., or indirectly as a processing aid. Consequently, in food manufacturing, plant management of water quality use should be for product safety and given the capacity of production means for cooling, heating and cleaning. An additional perspective is a protection of the employees in the workplace. The below write-up is going to discuss the principal risks and possibility useful treatments to assure adequate water condition. But here, what is the source of contamination? One of the fundamental mode to constrict physical risk in filtration and the other to observe the benefit through turbidity determinations. Here all of we know that turbidity means the color of the water. For this turbidity we can observe clearly when we receiving the heavy rains through the canals. When we see the floodings, that flooding water color exhibits a muddy. That color of water is nothing but a turbidity. According to EU Drinking Water Directive and WHO guidelines, the chemical hazards include organic compounds, many contaminants such as pesticides and elements like heavy metals. Water contamination in biological hazards constitutes all the organisms of apprehension, including outcomes of their presence, such as the toxin formation by some types of algae carried or transmitted by water, microorganisms probably creating illness involving viruses, helminths, bacteria, and protozoa. The immunity and perceptivity of those organisms to generally employ treatments. The mode of transmission requires to be examined to assure water quality. In the majority, the pathogens are transported to water by human sewage or and animals as they don't develop in water. Nonetheless, few are environmental pathogens growing in water. For example, Legionella is transferred by inhalation of aerosols leading to a respiratory tract infection. The Legionella threats concerns are regarding own particular protection, outstanding development features of the bacteria. However, in the conditions of water temperature below 20 degrees centigrade and above 60 degrees centigrade would avert amplification in the system. The EU guidelines give data regarding efficient treatments and desertification of water systems. Overall, water standard checks should initiate at the source and additionally reviews incoming used municipal water supplies, carefully note down the past events and accounts of drinking water supplies as it helps to plan. As previously there would have been consequences related to potable water supplies to track down the related issue. Exceeding detailed information on the effectiveness of treatments generally put to use in the food industry can be found in water quality for the food industry management and microbiological issues, studying particularly at Legionella and crypto, Cryptosporidium, considering water quality for use in the food industry. Foodborne protozoa parasites and foodborne viruses an emerging problem. Outline aspects of storage and distribution. Here, guys, outline aspects of storage and distribution. Perspectives of layout in the food industry for storage and distribution is an essential concern. Efficient microbiological commands comprise the complete plan of the water circulation and storage methods. The similar customary policies should be implemented for food manufacturing devices to stop biofilms and guaranteeing the whole system to be spotless and sterilized daily as required and circumvent dormant regions. Also, all the materials put in use to set up system should be suitable for the requirements of the system, including the materials employed for cleaning and disinfection. The prevent contamination of any kind of storage tanks should be confined. Other steps in this direction would be to equip the vents with an air filter and place an insect screen. The layout of tank permits to discharge when clearing and the layout of the whole system should be in a way not to surpass the residency time of the water more than 24 hours. Here, but what is the water treatment? Here, The option of fitting water treatment technique varies by system design, the water source, and the utilization purpose of the water. As the previous statement states, the permit of cleaning and disinfection disinfection is possible through water storage and distribution system layout. In fact, the cleanup is not feasible and often a persistent issue. The process begins by treating the water at the initial point of entry into a food manufacturing facility. Through this, the standard of water purity is in control of the factory. The water quality is noted from a microbiological viewpoint at distinct times in the plant. Just wait. Wait, you guys going to do that? No. So let's go. Here, it may consist of end positions of pipes, and suitable treatments are put to use. Often, a blend of procedures will be essential to suffice the needs. This is called a water treatment and filtration. The risk of contamination, it is a dependency to run advancing water through a filter consisting of solids. The filtration process has many variations, as one is porous filters to remove larger particles from water. Similarly, there is membrane filtration to remove smaller dissolved particles. And microorganisms. The uncertainty of microbiological increase demands to be in consideration when filters do not persistently receive water. Hence, the circulation of water should be consistent in terms the water is not in use. Chlorination. The next step is the chlorination. One of the primary methods for chemical oxidization is chlorination to decontaminate water systems. It is put to use as a hypochlorite solution or as a liquid bleach and chlorine dioxide. The sorry, the benefits of chlorine are nearly economical. Moreover, the automatic system and generator do not need an amount of capital investment. Hypochlorite reacts with the nitrogenous element of organic substances. Automatic systems for constant water chlorination are possible. The main drawbacks of hypochlorite are that it is profoundly caustic in its concentrated form. Also, the cons might from undesired side products such as chloramines and chlorophenol. It will be put using merely by an organic substance. Generation of chloride here guys, generation of generation of chloride dioxide should only at the time of use as it is very volatile gas. It has more benefits in comparison of hypochlorite as it is less caustic. The efficiency to deal with biofilms is more in contrast to hypochlorite, hence making it a more favorable method. Next, electrochemically activated water. Lately, the most preferred treatment for electrochemically activated water, oxidized fluid, and compressed fluid is created by an electrochemical cell only by using water and salt. The battery may be separated by a diaphragm. The solution is metastable for up to a couple of weeks, unlike chlorine dioxide generated on site. Chiefly hypochlorous acid favor quantities of chlorine dioxide and ozone within the disinfectant. The small amounts of this disinfect will be added into the water system. Nevertheless, the manufacturers declare it is a chemical-free process for water treatment. As it is quite apparent, it is a chemical-based method to treat water in spite of the fewer quantity of chemical put to use. Next, ozone. Chlorine dioxide should be created on the spot for use as it is not stable. Chlorine dioxide contains high ORP with a huge capacity for disinfection with a wide range of activity. Its key feature is solubility in water, hence making it the most viable disinfectant for water systems. One of its drawbacks is to get easily used by organic matter, and the energy expenses to generate ozone are comparatively high. Due to the volatile nature of ozone should never be put to use in evaporate cooling systems. Next, ultraviolet radiation. A short wave of ultraviolet light inactivates the microorganisms as its nucleic acid is damaged and its DNA as well during the treatment. In an enclosure, C through protecting cover the ultraviolet light sources in a manner so as the water moves through a flow chamber. However, the suspended particles may shield the microorganisms, hampering the efficiency of the treatment. Below are the factors based on which treatment's efficacy depends on absorption, concentration, and turbidity of particles and organic materials. The process is therefore is not adequate to provide sterile water. The only benefit of the treatment is that it is chemical free and has a wide scope of activity. Techniques used after water treatment. Few of the treatments mentioned above need extra steps such as like neutralization and adsorption of organic matter or smells employing activated carbon. So guys, here the water process, here the water quality for use in the food industry is the just you have to mention sources of contamination and outline aspects of storage and distribution, water treatment, filtration, chlorination, and electrochemically activated water, ozone, ultraviolet radiation, and techniques used after water treatment. These all you have to write in examination if they ask you this question. Thank you for you guys. In next class, I will explain the quality and quantity of water used in the brewery industries, power plants, fertilizers, and sugar mills. Thank you guys.